Okay, Andy, take it away.
Our players and our coaching staff are excited to go play in Indianapolis against, we don't know who we play, obviously. We have to wait for Thursday, but those two teams have had great seasons so far, and we know every team we play in the tournament will be extremely challenging, but we're extremely excited to be where we are and go into Indianapolis first thing in the morning tomorrow.
Okay, as we've done, we'll ask the media to raise their hand for questions, and I'll call on you. And keep yourselves on mute if you're not speaking. And again, after Andy's done, we hope to have a player or two. So we'll start with Adam Grossbard.
Andy, it's been 4 years since USC's last tournament bid, although obviously last year is a bit of an anomaly, but just what does it mean to the program to return to this stage?
Every player wants to compete for a national championship, and the only way you can do that is to be invited to March Madness. And we've had a terrific season. We're very proud of our players, what they've accomplished, 22-7, and we put ourselves in a good position now to go to Indianapolis and compete for a national championship.
You just went through this last week in terms of your first round Pac-12 matchup, but just what are the challenges of having to prepare for two teams?
It's different. Most teams in the tournament will have game preparation for 4 or 5 days for one opponent. We'll start to prepare for both Drake and Wichita State. So I believe they'll have a day between. I think they play Thursday and then Friday off. We play Saturday. So it is a little unique in the tournament to prepare for two teams and only play one of them, but we also prepare in advance in case we would win the game. We have to play a second round game on short notice. So I think the coaching staffs at USC as well as around the country will be very busy in the next few days trying to prepare for multiple teams to have some kind of scouting report just in case you do play them.
Okay, Ryan Kirchie.
Andy, how different was this experience just with Selection Sunday, just given the fact that you guys were pretty comfortably in the tournament already compared to the last couple of times you guys have had this situation where, you had the 1 year that you got snubbed and then you were kind of on the bubble the other year?
Yeah, last year we were very comfortably in, and this was a similar feeling to last year going into the Pac-12 tournament, knowing that we didn't have to win the tournament to be in the NCAA tournament. So this was a fun day for us. It was a day to reminisce about our season. We've had a lot of close wins, some tough losses, but our players have done a great job, and we're very, very proud of what they've accomplished this season. So this was a day we practiced for about an hour and 15 minutes, had a really good hard practice here in Las Vegas. And then we got together as a team and had some ice cream and then watched the selection show. So it's a day, and then we'll go have dinner tonight as a staff and have some activity tonight for the team, because you get lost sometimes in the pressure of the tournaments of the regular season, but it is nice to take a step back and realize that this group has accomplished a tremendous amount, and they've had a great season. And I think with all the pressures that they have to perform every night, and of course we were just in a few close games. The UCLA game was a buzzer beater. We come and play a double overtime game against Utah. Then we have a last possession game against Colorado. So our players the last 2 weeks have been under an extreme amount of pressure. They've been in pressure-packed games, three really March Madness games before we even get to March Madness. And to win 2 of those and to have 22 wins right now, can't say enough about our players. And you have to remember, sometimes these are college students, they're student athletes. And by the way, they're still studying. We have study hall today, and we have 2 players that have tests tomorrow and papers due, and they're doing a great job in the classroom as well. So it was a fun day just to be around our guys to remember and reminisce a little bit about the success they've had this season. Now we move on. I think tomorrow, once we get on that plane to Indianapolis tomorrow morning and we arrive, we'll be regenerate. We'll have a whole fresh start to our season. We'll have a lot of energy. We'll probably get a few good practices in Indianapolis before we play our first game. So we're really excited and looking forward to traveling and doing our best in the tournament.
And Andy, you haven't been to the second weekend of the tournament while you've been USC's coach. This is your highest seeding ever in those 8 seasons. Do you feel any sense of urgency this season to, extend your run beyond that first weekend?
Well, the NCAA tournament is you play a very tough team no matter what round you're in. And 4 years ago, when we won 2 games, we played Providence, and then we played SMU, beat them, and then we were 30 seconds away from going to the Sweet 16. It was a 1-possession game against Baylor, and we had a goaltending call, I think, in the last 25, 30 seconds. So that's how close we were with a great group of young men. They went to 2 straight tournaments, and then in the third year came in second place in the Pac-12 for the first time in 25 years, and had at USC and went to the championship game of the Pac-12 tournament. And unfortunately, we were the first team out of that season. So that group had accomplished a great deal for our program. Last year, I thought we were a potential Sweet 16 type team as well. We were really good last year. We had a great defense and had a lot of guys with game experience. And so we were excited last year to try to make a run. And this year's a whole different team. So when you say,
Fucking hate her.
When you say, is there pressure to get to the second weekend? Well, yeah, there's pressure on every team in the tournament. That's what March Madness is all about. But this is a whole different team. These players didn't play. We only have 3 guys on our team that played last year on this team, and they didn't play 3 or 4 or 5 years ago when we went to the NCAA tournament. So what happened in the past has no relevance on this team. This is a team that is completely different. They're exciting. They're really good defensively. I think we're one of 4 teams in the nation that are in top 30 in the Ken Palm offensive and defensive efficiency. Our offense is in the high 20s. Our defense is in the mid-teens. So what happened in the past has no relevance on what's going on now. This team is its own team, and we have I have tremendous assistant coaches and a staff here, and so we're going to treat every game like it should be in the NCAA tournament. We're going to do our best in the first game, and we'll take it from there. And if we're fortunate enough to win the first game, then we'll focus on the second game. So that's our mentality. We're excited to be here, and we're going to take it game by game.
Okay, let's go to shotgun.
Andy, does it help or hurt having to play a team that's in the first 4?
I'm not too sure. The difficulty is we don't know we will not know who we play until late Thursday night. So you have 1 day to prepare. Normally you would have more time, but in the Pac-12, we're used to this because our road trips, we always play Thursday, Saturday. Luckily, it's Thursday, Saturday this year. Most of the time, they give us a few Sunday games throughout the season, but all our road trips this year in our home stands have been Thursday, Saturday. So we are used to 1 day prep. We just played a Pac-12 tournament. We had back-to-back games. So I think it is a little more challenging, but we would rather be in this spot than I'd rather be in the 6th seed versus in the play-in game and have to win a game to prepare for somebody else.
And what's the most important part of preparation? Obviously you've gone to a Sweet 16 to be able to get through that first weekend. What's the most important part?
I think you have to be who you are as a team. You have to prepare and play your style of basketball, whatever that style is. And at USC, we were successful that year. We won 2 games. But you also have to focus on yourself and do what you do well. And your team, your strengths they've gotten you this far to where you are. We're a 6th seed because we have certain strengths on our basketball team, and we have to play to those strengths, and we have to do what we do well. And I think if we do, we'll be very competitive and have a chance to win every game we play.
Okay, Rich Rubin, you're up.
Andy, first, congratulations on the season and the Coach of the Year award. I think it was very deserving.
Thank you.
I've got 2 different questions. One, at one point, it looked like you were going to play Kansas early this year, and then obviously that didn't happen. And if you win the first game, you might possibly play Kansas in Indianapolis. Do you know anything about them? Did you ever really study them?
I know their coach, Bill Self. He has something in common. He was one of Leonard Hamilton's assistants when he was at Oklahoma State, and I was Leonard's assistant at Florida State. Coach Self is a great guy, a great coach, and I don't know much about their team or individuals. I'll give you the coach's speech, Rich. We're not going to be concerned about Kansas until we focus on Wichita State and Drake, because we have to really prepare for our first round game. But Kansas has great tradition. They've had tremendous success under Coach Self. And if we're fortunate enough to play them, that'd be a fun game.
I've got you. I want to ask you one question that I forgot to ask after the game against Utah. I'm sorry, against Colorado. And that is when they had the final possession with 33 or 34 seconds, I don't remember which, and called the timeout. I think it was pretty obvious that McKinley Wright would have the ball and they would play for the last shot. Did you ever think about using an intentional foul or two to limit their time?
Yeah, we did think about that, but there were 4 or 5 second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. So if you do intentionally foul, the clock resets and to 20 seconds, and then they would have the last shot. So we thought if we could get the last possession, even if it was 5 or 6 seconds, we'd have a chance if they made the shot. So that went into the thinking. So yes, we did consider that, but we knew if we did intentionally foul, they'd have a shot. We wouldn't have the ball back.
Thanks, Andy.
Yes.
Kari Jones.
Hey, what's going on, Coach? I wanted to ask, how motivated are these guys? Knowing that they're part of, this new change. You guys getting back to the tournament and things of that nature. How inspired are they to really make an impact on the tournament?
Well, you have to ask them. I think Evan and Tahj will be on here next. So I hope they're excited to play. This is a dream. This is what players dream about when you grow up. You watch March Madness on TV, and now they've worked so hard to be a Pac-12 level scholarship player. They're on a top 25 team in the country. And I assume they'll be extremely excited to go out and participate in March Madness. As a coach that's been there a few times, there's nothing greater for a program and for players to see the highs and lows. Hopefully you have more highs than lows, but only one team wins every game in a tournament. So at some point, most teams or 67 of the teams will lose the game, and you just try to win as many as you can and enjoy the moment. So I would hope that they're excited, because I know I am, and I think this is what players dream about.
Okay, Ryan Young.
Andy, just going back to the matchups, I know you haven't had a ton of time to even glance at them probably, but looking at the rosters for both Wichita State and Drake, you're going to have a major size advantage against either team. Did that or anything else stand out to you just initially as you looked at whatever you've been able to look at so far?
If you told me Wichita State had 3 7-footers, I believe you. If you say that we have a size advantage, I believe you too. I know nothing about either team other than I think Wichita is in Wichita, Kansas, and Drake is somewhere in the Midwest. I'll have to get my map out. I think are they in Iowa or is that right? I see some head shaking. Okay, so sounds good to me. I just know both teams have had incredible seasons. Drake was undefeated for a long time, and then Wichita just had a great year in the American. So both of them are tremendous teams, and we'll try to get at it tonight and do a little more research. So maybe if you ask me some questions the next day or two, I'll know more.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Okay, I think that's the end of it for questions for you, Andy. So thank you for joining us. I think the players are nearby. So we'll excuse you, Andy, and we will bring up, we have Tahj and Evan. So we'll bring them up. Thank you.
All right, before I leave here, I just want to thank all the media. Really appreciate your covering our program. A lot of you are extremely nice to our players, and I know you're always not nice to me, but I do appreciate your support and your coverage. But we're really proud of our players, and I think hopefully as media guys, you've seen a lot that you like from this group. And of course, we have Evan and Tahj are going to talk to you right now, but I do want to thank you, each and every one of you, for covering our team, and hopefully you'll have some more good things to write at the end of the week. Take care.
Let's start with, I think we only have one Zoom here going, so let's start with Tahj, I guess. We'll go with the upperclassmen first. So we'll take questions for Tahj. Just please raise your hand if you do have a question, and I'll call on you. We'll start with Mark Culkin.
Hey, Tahj, congratulations on the season. Talk about the team's reaction when your name flashed across the TV screen.
Yeah, of course, it's full of excitement, especially for our guys who returned from last season. Unfortunately, because of COVID, weren't able to participate in March Madness. So, just full of excitement, for all of our freshmen, everybody coming in, we're just looking to do something special.
Also, I guess it's a sign of respect, being the top number 6 seed. You will get to prepare for 2 teams. Does that make a difference to you?
No, not necessarily make a difference. We respect everybody. We're going to prepare as we would for any opponent. Obviously, we have to wait and see, but I think we'll do our due diligence with that. We'll prepare ahead of time for both teams as best as we can. But yeah, we're excited to play anybody.
Being basketball junkies, have you watched either of those teams at all through the season when you've been, locked up in your rooms?
Yeah, for sure. Seen a couple games of Drake and both Wichita State. Obviously not as much as we would like, but we'll get on Synergy, just watch team film as well. So yeah, we'll be locked in.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to go to Ryan Young. Let's try to limit our questions here. We have a lot of hands raised. Limit our questions to 1 each the rest of the way here, and we do have Evan waiting also. So let's go to Ryan Young.
Tahj, can you just kind of paint the picture for us of where you were as you watched the selection show?
Yeah, we're all in our conference room here in Las Vegas. We haven't left for Indianapolis yet. So yeah, everybody kind of just we kind of bunkered down, just waited to see where we were selected.
Rich Rubin.
Tahj, congratulations on a great season. I don't think you played in the NCAA tournament before. What's the feeling?
Yeah, definitely full of excitement. Like you said, it's my first time playing in March Madness. This is the biggest stage. I'm just excited, my last go around here. So, just looking to do something special. Just trying to take advantage of every opportunity.
Shotgun.
Tahj, with the journey you've had from multiple states, multiple schools to get here, what does it mean for you personally? Is it validation of you making that decision to transfer to USC?
Not necessarily validation. I kind of always knew what I was capable of. It was just kind of just finding that right opportunity. I've just been blessed to just falling, seamlessly to a perfect situation where opportunity to play significant minutes, be able to lead, just play a big role. So, I'm just fortunate, to be in this position.
Okay, we have 3 more questions for Tahj. We'll start with Adam Grossbard.
Tahj, how much, was this opportunity at an NCAA tournament part of your thinking when you were considering USC during the summer?
Yeah, that was kind of the main goal. I wanted to go into a situation where, I wanted to win. I feel like winning, brings all things. You could play on a team where you might win a couple games here and there. You might average a lot of points and things like that, but you're not winning, so it doesn't really matter. So, that was my mindset going in. I knew, this is a talented ball club. We had a lot of guys, talented players coming back. Obviously, Evan coming in. So I knew, we had an opportunity to do something great.
Let's go to Kari.
What's going on, Tahj? I wanted to ask you just with everything that you've been through, and then also you mentioned this is the biggest stage. Can you just elaborate on what it means to you, and then also as a team to make an impact on the tournament?
Right. Yeah. It's big time. Not only for myself, but as well as my family. They've been on this journey, alongside with me. So, for them to be able to, be a part of this, obviously from afar due to COVID, but, still for them to be able to watch, all these games and be able to play big time basketball, it's special.
Take a last question from Ryan Karchi.
Tahj, you guys were so strong in January and early February and had a couple of stumbles down the stretch. What gives you confidence that you guys have found that stride heading into the tournament?
Yeah, I just feel that, we just have a talented ball club. We're versatile at, so many different positions. I feel like we cause a lot of matchup problems for a lot of teams. And I feel like, we're good on the defensive side of the ball. So, whenever you're able to, get stops on the defensive end, kind of make things easy offensively. So, we're just extremely talented. I think we could do something special.
Okay, Tahj, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate the time. We will let you go now, and I think Evan's nearby, so we'll bring Evan up. Thank you. Again, media, raise your hands if you have a question. Evan, good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. We have a few questions here for you from the media. We'll start with Ryan Karchi.
Hey, Evan, do you come into this March experience thinking, this is my one shot at playing in the tournament?
Well, somewhat and somewhat not. You never know what could happen. Anything can happen. But every time I come into a game, I always want to win it. So we go into the tournament. We got a pretty good seed. I'm happy where we're at. So we're just looking to win it game by game and go game by game.
And when you signed it with USC, was this kind of what you had in mind in terms of that experience of being able to go to March and have this shot?
Yeah, definitely. The whole goal was to win games, get as far as possible in everything that we do. We had a great season so far, and we're just going to try to continue it throughout the tournament.
Let's go to Adam Grossbart.
Evan, it seemed like you came out extremely motivated in those two Pac-12 tournament games, setting your career high in scoring, matching it the next day, 5 blocks each game. Just going into the NCAA tournament, obviously it's a team game, but just what type of responsibility do you feel to try to help this team, make it to the Sweet 16 or further?
I just know it's a big stage, and big players have to step up to the challenge. So I just try to step up to the challenge, do everything I possibly could to help my team win. Every game from now on, especially, could be our last game. So I'm gonna treat it that way and just really try to go all out.
We'll go to Trace Tempesta.
Hey, Evan, Friday was a tough loss against Colorado, but what did you guys learn through the conference tournament that you think will translate into Indianapolis?
Just that every game is going to be a tough game, no matter who you're playing, what's going on. Always going to be a tough game. Anything can happen. It's March Madness. Crazy things happen during this time of year. So you just got to stay locked in, stay focused, and do your job to the best of your ability.
Kari Jones.
Hey, what's going on, Evan? Can you just elaborate on just what the energy and the vibes like in some locker room? You guys, this is the first time USC has been in the tournament for a while. So how motivated are you guys to really make to make some noise and an impact on the tournament?
I think we're very motivated. We got a good seed. We're in the March Madness tournament. That's all you can really ask for. So we're very motivated to win as many games and hopefully win it all and get to the championship.
Ryan Young.
Evan, it seems like on every game broadcast, it becomes a conversation about your draft stock and your projections. How have you kind of internalized all that or compartmentalized that and not been distracted by the future as you've been going through the end of the season, I guess?
I just try to focus on what's in front of me, not focus on too much into the future. I just try to do what I do on the court to the best of my ability every night, come in every night, do what the coach asks, and just do my job. I don't really pay attention to the media and all that, and what they talk about too much because it can be a distraction. So I just try to stay focused and locked in on what I'm doing.
And Beth Harris?
Hey, Evan, you never, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you never look ruffled on the court. You never look too high, too low. What's the key to just maintaining that even keel, no matter what the circumstances are?
Honestly, I just think that's my personality. I'm never too excited, never really down. It's just I'm always usually mellow, and I don't know. It's just my personality, so I just try to stay focused and play my game.
I'll go off to shotgun.
Evan, what's the key for this team to succeed in the NCAA tournament?
I think it's just locking in and bearing down. There's going to be some low times, adversity that we're going to face throughout the games and throughout these next few games that we play. So we just got to get through those times and just push through because it's going to be a tough one every single game that we play.
Okay, Evan, I don't see any more questions, so I appreciate you joining us. I wish you the best the rest of the tournament. And to the media, thank you for being here. Dave Tuttle, our basketball SID, will keep you guys updated on anything that we find out. I know he sent some information out today about credentials. When we find out about press conferences and all that, he'll share that with you. So keep in touch with Dave if you have any questions, and we look forward to talking and seeing you all soon. All righty, thank you all. We'll sign off.